So here's the thing. Buffy really said, seize the day, because tomorrow you might be dead. Before we get started, I want to say a quick hello and welcome all. This is Eclectic Kelpi, where we dive into the treasure trove of fantastical media. And if you want to join the Scoobies and do the slaying thing, then stake that subscribe button to come along on all of our adventures. Today we are going to be doing a tier list of every single Buffy the Vampire Slayer character death. The caveat being that they have to be a named character and appear in at least 3 episodes. I'm not going to be including any day players who were just death fodder for the villain of the week. Lastly, huge spoiler warning for this one. If you haven't watched all of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. We're talking about major deaths in the series. So, and with all of that out of the way, let's dive into the episode. So the way the tier list is set up is going to be the saddest death, which is just one, and I'm sure most of you can guess who that's going to be, but we'll probably save that for the last. So saddest death. And then the second tier is heartbreak, lasting impact. The death really meant something and is genuinely sad. I felt sad. And it made a big impact in the series. The next one down is going to be Frodo Baggins with the single tear. It was sad, it made me cry, but it wasn't as big of a deal to the series, but still sad and genuine tears. The next one is just prayers, sorrows. Yes, it objectively was sad, but I didn't find it so overwhelmingly sad. It wasn't a huge deal to me, but prayers, sorrows. The next one is literally, do I look like I care? Did it matter? No. Did it have any impact on me? No. The next one down after that is the gentleman's clap. So this is a positive. We're happy that they died. This is a good thing. No tears, no sorrows. Genuinely a little bit pleased that they're no longer a part of the show. And then finally, so this is vindication. We wanted them out of there. They're gone. Thank goodness. So without further ado, let's get going. The first one is Colonel McNamara from season 4. Now, there's 2, I guess 3, major deaths in season 4, and we'll get there when we get there, but I'm gonna say I literally didn't care. He was awful. He's just a man. He's some guy. The initiative really didn't matter to me that much. Season 4 as a whole had some really fun episodes and some good moments, but I don't really care. The BBEG of season 4, not that big of a deal. And then Doc from season 5, I mean, I guess good, nice. He wasn't that big of a deal, just kind of a sub-character to the Glory plot. I kind of don't really care. Actually, I guess I don't really care. Because it wasn't even I don't know, I guess the way that Buffy killed him was kind of fun, just after Spike had that big we're gonna fight and all that, and then she just pushed him off of the scaffolding. He's gonna sit in the I don't care for now, because I don't really care, but the way that he died was cool. Okay, you know what, actually, we're gonna be decisive, we're gonna make better decisions, we're gonna be decisive. Gentleman's clap, I think. Yes, I'm gonna go with that. That was the first instinct, we're gonna go with that. Okay. Angel, I think, no, because okay, so because he comes back, there's not actually lasting impact. It's not that deep. Yeah, of course, in season 2, we're all crying. It's oh no, Buffy's heart. Of course it's sad, but is it that sad? I don't know. So, yeah, definitely real tears, but not lasting impact on the series. Maggie Walsh is season 4. I didn't not like season 4. I just didn't care for the bad guys of season 4. I think they were mid at best. So, irrelevant. Let's keep moving. Harmony in season 3, getting bit by a vampire. I am gonna say Prayers and Sorrows. I like Harmony and Angel. That is, I kind of want to put her higher just because I like Harmony and Angel, but I don't think she deserves to be higher because I didn't actually care. Like, I didn't really care. I think objectively it's a Prayers and Sorrows, but I think that's cute. I like that she comes back. Anya, I think, is also, her death was so dumb because it was such a throwaway and it didn't really leave like impact, and I don't know if I actually would say that I cried because of her death, because there was so much going on in the last episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a whole that I feel like her specific death didn't actually make me super sad. I think that it was more so the others that were going on at that point. But yeah, I mean, she was they did her dirty. There was like no point for her to die other than just to have her die, which, whatever, I guess. Not everybody can make it through. I do like impact, stakes, and like, you know, not everybody is safe. I do appreciate that component, so, you know. Buffy herself, crazy. Lasting impact. It was literally only for like one episode that she was dead. Because going into season 6, she comes back right away. But I think that it was impactful, and I think that her going through that arc of coming back had lasting impact on her and on the series as a whole. So I do really think that was a big deal. Also, season 5 was supposed to be the last season of the whole series, and then they got picked up for 2 more. So that's why, like, the end of season 5 was peak. Like, so good. Fantastic. Loved it. I think that's a really big deal. Yeah. Buffy dying, lots of implications. I feel like this is going to be such an unpopular opinion. Such an unpopular opinion. I don't remember crying. I don't watch the end of season 6 a lot because I don't like a lot of the choices that they made at the end of season 6. For those who don't know. But yeah, Prayers and Sorrows for Tara. I think that they did her dirty. I think that Tara was handled so poorly for a lot of her later series stuff. I think, like, I don't know. The whole dynamic with Tara and Willow was not done as well as it could have been, and that's a shame because we want positive LGBTQ plus representation. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really cared that much at that point. But yeah, Prayers and Sorrows. Objectively sad, just not personally really sad. Warren, yeah, I have nothing to say about him other than just, he's dead. Like, get him out of there. Good. More than claps. Celebration. 77 bloody trombones. You know. Get him out of there. The principal, I guess he's Prayers and Sorrows. You know, objectively, actually, I genuinely didn't care. Like, getting you, he was kind of awful. They, like, knew he was awful. It's, like, objectively sad because he was just some man and he was just trying to do his job, but, like, he's just some man. So I didn't really care. Ben and Glory, I put them together because they are the same. I think this one's hard. The two of them are somewhere in this range of sort of sad, but not really, but like good. I guess just like benign. I'm gonna go with benign. I didn't really care because the BBG had to go, is part of the situation, you know, at the end of every series it has to happen. So good job. Jonathan, I think, is the same sort of vein as Tara. They did do quite a lot with him, actually. He was kind of a pop-up, like a regular quite often throughout the series. So, like, sad, he made really bad choices. The whole, like, three, like, Jonathan, Andrew, and Warren season 6, like, being the BBEG, like, was pretty lame, not gonna lie. But, I don't know, season 6 has the musical episode, and so that's why it's my favorite. But season 2 is actually my favorite. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I think Prayers and Sorrow is objectively sad, but I don't really care. Caleb, I think, is also in the, like, gentleman's clap. Yeah. He's awful. Actually, he's in the same vein as Warren. Actually thinking about it, the misogyny, the, like, really warped religious energy of him. Like, yeah, you know what? Good. We don't like him. Very much don't like him. So for the Master, I think he's got to just be a gentleman's clap. Like, the first villain of the series, you know, it worked. Very classic, very, like, very mindful, very cutesy. Good. He was fine. Season 1, of course, like, they're stretching their leg. They're learning. So I think it was good, but yeah. And then Adam, I think it's got to be the I don't care again. Like, genuine, season 4, I just didn't care. I think that the conclusion was well done. I liked that the Scoobies, like, you know, Willow, Xander, and Buffy all, like, combined their energies and that sort of thing. Like it was a nice wrap-up, but I just didn't care about the initiative. I wasn't super into, like, the, like, super soldier stuff, like, yeah, so I just don't really care. The mayor, gentleman claps, you know. Yeah, season 3 was good. I liked him as the villain. I thought that was really fun, interesting, very epic, blowing up the school, like, having it be the conclusion of the first sort of, like, arc of the whole series because they're transitioning into college. Yeah, blow up the school. Lovely. Great epic battle, grand finale. Love to see it. Claps all around. Drax, I think it's just Prayers and I think he was just some guy who was trying to do his job. Objectively, I think that's kind of sad. He was just trying to do his job. And there was nothing, like, wrong with him. You know? Yeah. Nothing wrong with him. I adore Spike so much. He is, I think, him and Drusilla are my favorite characters. I just love the psychology of both of them, and I wish that we had gotten more Drusilla. Genuinely, I think that Drusilla and Spike would have been a far more interesting and exciting Angel and Darla. Like, I wish that we had have gotten, like, Spike and Drew, because they're just the best. So, but I mean, like, again, like, he comes back in Angel, but I mean, Buffy comes back too, literally the next, but I think it kind of goes into, I want to put him up here, but I don't, you know what, because it was his grand sacrifice, I'm gonna put him up here. He had lasting impact. He did obviously come back in Angel, but he's my favorite character, so yeah, he can sit. He's sad. He's heartbreaking. Jenny Calendar, I also think deserves to be up here. I think that she had a lot of implications on the, like, season 2 plot. I think that, like, her time with Giles was really meaningful. I feel like it was just really sad, and, like, how he found her, and how it was, like, I saw also, I think it was special features on I have the DVDs, and I think that something was noted that they purposefully made it so that Angelus had snapped her neck so that there was no even opportunity at all for her to ever come back. Like, they wanted to make it super, super clear that she was, like, dead, and that was supposed to be even more impactful. So I think it was really impactful, like, how she died and that she died. And it was sad, and Buffy and Giles going to her grave the next day, and yeah, very, very much tears. Mr. Trick, he's also kind of in this, like, prayers and sorrows. He was just some guy doing his job. He was hired by the mayor. He's just some guy doing his job. He's fine. I'll leave him there. He's just some guy doing his job. Darla, I think she's the one who's died the most in the entire Buffy Angelverse, because obviously she died to become a vampire. She died in season 1. She died twice. She died in season... Okay, she died to become a vampire. She died in season 1. She came back in Angel. She died to become a vampire, and then she died again. So that's 4. I think she's died the most in the entire series. Yes. I think she's died the most in the entire series. So, this is the Buffyverse one. Claps that she died. Well, yes. Claps that she died. In Buffy season 1. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. A little bit different if we're, like, just looking at Angel, but I think for Buffy season 1, yeah. Kendra she deserved better. Kendra deserved better. It also, I think arguably Kendra has one of the most long-lasting implications for a Buffy death, because after her, there's more than one Slayer. And that sets up the rest of the series with, like, Faith, and then season 7, obviously, like, they awaken all of the Slayers, and everybody who's ever gonna be a Slayer becomes a Slayer. So I think that Kendra... I think it could be argued that Kendra has the most, in terms of series-long impact. I think Kendra's death was the most significant series-long death, because her death started so many other things. Like, she initiated so many other things with her death. So, yeah. I haven't thought about that, but I think that's really interesting. And then the saddest character death cannot be argued. Nobody can change my mind. The most devastating episode in the entirety of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is the body. Joyce Summers. We'll take a moment for Joyce. That's our moment. It can't be argued. Joyce Summers is the saddest death. Everything about the body, the episode, was perfectly done, from the lack of music choice to the continuous shot of Buffy going and checking on her mom, going to get the phone, going and, like, realizing that she's, like, cold, and then how she responds, and then having to go and tell Dawn. Everything about it, Joyce Summers was the saddest character death. I would take no commentary on that. But yeah, Yeah, let me know if I missed anything, because I feel like this is, and I even checked, even Doc, this man, was in 3 episodes as the thing. But I think that I got everybody, and I feel good about this. I feel like this was correct, in my opinion. Yes. And that was my Buffy the Vampire Slayer character death tier list. Please let me know in the comments what you think the most saddest death or the most triumphant death that you were so happy that finally took place in the series. Of course, these are just my opinions, so I'd love to hear from you what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching Everything with Love, and we'll see you next time in the Treasure Trove. Bye!